What up? It's your boy Cozy with the Swoop Boys. We got a big game coming up. We got a lot to talk about. I'm going to come out and say it. The Jags are a terrible team. This is the time for us to make a statement game, or rather Jalen Hurts to make a statement game and put up some big numbers. We need Jalen Hurts to do his goddamn thing. Big numbers. We need him to keep the main thing the main thing. So I think this is the game where Hurts needs to throw 4 passing touchdowns and just dominate. This is the game for Hurts to really throw his name out there in the MVP candidate race and say, listen, I can do this shit like everybody else. I'm going to take a little dive into some of the best games of Hurts' career and compare them, and hopefully this game with the Jags gets put in that list as well. Up first, we got the 2023 Bills game, the Kelly Green game. That is the only game in Hurts' career where he had 5 touchdowns. 3 of them are passing, 2 of them are rushing, but it's still the only game with 5 touchdowns. We all remember that game. It was pretty monumental. The overtime win, the walk-off touchdown that he ran it in for, the coming back down from 10 points twice. That, I think, is one of the best games of Jalen Hurts' career. In my opinion, it might be the best.
Back goes Hurts. He looks. He starts to roll. Looking downfield, waving people down. He fires into the end zone. Caught! Touchdown!
Now, I wouldn't say it was his best game as a passer because he only had 200 passing yards, but I really think the 5 touchdowns is what makes that game stand out the most. And obviously the ability for Hurts to put the team on his back and really carry him to a victory. Next, we have the 2022 A.J. Brown revenge game, Eagles versus Titans. 4 touchdowns, 3 of which were passing, but he had 380 passing yards. Then we got the 2022 Steelers game. Jalen Hurts had 4 passing touchdowns, 3 of them were A.J. Brown, the infamous meme. He had 285 yards, but those 4 touchdowns in that game, that's a game where you did what you're supposed to do. Now, this next one might be a little controversial, but the 2023 game against the Commanders with Jalen Hurts having 4 passing touchdowns. Since Jalen Hurts has been a starter in the NFL, he's only had 2 games with 4 passing touchdowns. He also had 319 passing yards. One of the biggest criticisms of Hurts is that people don't consider him a true passer. And stat-wise and eye test-wise, you can see he is a passer. He can pass. He is a great passer. He's a top 5 when passing in a clean pocket. But some people would like to just stat watch. And this is one of those games where if you stat watch and you look at the numbers, you're like, oh, 319 yards, 4 touchdowns. This guy's great. And last but not least, we have the 2022 Super Bowl against the Chiefs. Jalen Hurts put up 374 total yards, 4 total touchdowns. And I know this kind of contradicts my argument of wanting more passing touchdowns, but this was just the implications. On the biggest stage against the best team, Jalen Hurts showed out and showed that he is capable of winning a Super Bowl. He didn't win the Super Bowl. I get it, but you get what I'm saying. He's capable of playing at the highest level when it matters most. These aren't in any specific order. I'm just listing them off as I'm thinking about them. I was considering switching the Commanders game out with the Bengals game that we just had because that was a phenomenal game from Jalen Hurts as well. But I'm really hoping this game against the Jags, Jalen Hurts adds to that list. I want a 5 touchdown game, I'll be honest with you. I want Kellen Moore to pull a Dallas and be like, listen, we are going to destroy this team. I don't care. We need a run-it-up game this year. This is the game to do it. Let's get Dougie P fired. I know you don't want to hear that. I don't care. I want to roll into Dallas, blow out the Cowboys. I want to get Mike McCarthy fired. I want to roll into that short week against the Commanders. And I know that one's going to be a dogfight, but if we have 2 back-to-back games where we're playing really, really good, that's going to help our confidence going forward. That's my thought. Obviously, I know not everyone's going to agree. Like the video, subscribe, comment below. Let me know what you think Jalen Hurts' top 5 games of his career are.